The proliferation in recent times of affordable virtual reality equipment has seen increased use of it in psychological research, and we are no exception. 2 years ago, our Department of Psychology invested in a handful of VR headsets. Immediately, we were impressed by the possibilities of using such technology for psychological research. We're very keen, for example, to create experiments that are easily controllable in the virtual world that are not so easily controllable in the real world. For example, such as staging a robbery for an eyewitness testimony task, where we ask a participant to recount as much detail as possible of the event they've just witnessed.
Give me a purse! Give me a...
Such eyewitness testimony tasks are an important area of research in cognitive psychology. So, to that end, we sought to reach out to our friends in the computer games design department, who we knew were carving a name for themselves in developing games and software for this kind of technology. That was how we came to know Paul, Lewis and Andre, and it was they that put us in touch with aspiring young games developers Sam Pugh, Daniel O'Neill, Connor Smith and Alice Beckett. With our input, this team were happily able to create some impressive virtual reality scenarios that we were very keen to explore. The first scenario was a virtual robbery set in a cafe. This was our eyewitness testimony task that I mentioned earlier. The menu allowed us to select various options of how the scenario played out, such as what the assailant was wearing, what he carried in his hand, and his skin colour. We could even select where the participant sits in the cafe in relation to the events happening around them.
What are you looking at? Stay there! Don't move!
The second was a virtual crime scene, the purpose of which was to give our criminology students a chance to extrapolate from the clues littered about what had occurred to the victim. Movement around the room was by means of pointing the Vive hand controller at the location you wanted to go to, press the button on the controller and teleport to that area. We found that reducing actual body movement of the participant whilst in VR vastly reduced the effects of motion sickness that can occur. The third was the lecture hall VR experience. The idea behind this was to allow students to practice their presentation skills in front of a virtual audience, while simultaneously trying to help them overcome their fears of public speaking. The software allowed the user to upload their own PowerPoint presentation along with notes. They could select the audience size and their own height in relation to the podium to maximise their feelings of being there. The hand controller was used in the scenario as a laser pointer and also as a PowerPoint slide clicker. Since then, we have invested in more equipment, and we now have a couple of HTC Vives, a portable Samsung Gear VR headset, a Fove eye tracking VR headset, and some new Oculus Rift CV1s. It is all thanks to the efforts of Sam, Dan, Connor and Alice and all our colleagues in the computer games design department for enabling us to explore this new, challenging, yet highly exciting world.